It's a beautiful morning. If you're a Bengals fan, like I am, and if you like Up and Adams, and if you like CBD, Calvin Johnson is on the show. We'll talk Old Man Stafford, Year of the Lions, and more. Also, the return of the newsmaking king. Which trades are we forcing today? Benkert. Hardest damn name to say in NFL history. Benkert. He's back. It is a beautiful morning here in New York City. This is a fake green screen, but it's nice outside, and it's nice in Cincinnati. We're 34 days, how dramatic, 34 days after the calf injury that shook the world. Joe Burrow back on the field. Oh, do you see a sleeve around that leg? I don't. And you can just see there's the energy. The vibes are high. His presence on the field's already making everybody feel a little bit better. They were all smiles at practice. And if you could take a look at some of these clips by our buddy Hamilton and I, our best friend Mike Petraglia, you'll feel the same, unless you're in the AFC North and not a Bengals fan.
He's good, man. Like, he has total control over the offense. And he just a calm dude, you know what I'm saying? He just know how to stay positive about the whole situation. And he's still coaching he's still coaching everyone while he's on the side. I think that's the biggest thing about him playing his role and being a leader.
He looks like Joe, and he's been doing a great job in grinding in camp. My main goal was just have the O-line unit cleaned up and polished and ready to go so he can just plug himself in and pick up right where he left off.
I definitely feel like it gave the guys some extra juice, just to go out there and just show him that we've been working hard, even though he's been getting treated up. We wanted to show him that there's nothing, we ain't leave off nothing. We still at the same spot we was when he first got hurt. So.
I wish I was in that locker room. I wasn't, but Mike Petraglia let us use his sound. You can check out his podcast. It is the Jungle War podcast, and it's awesome, so check that out. Now, timing on this could not be better. This gives Joe Shiesty, Joe Cool, 12 days to get ready for Cincy's opener against the Browns. I think the big concern wasn't that Joe would miss a ton of time, but that for the third year in a row, he'd enter a season short of full strength. The absence of that calf sleeve and the 2 weeks of ramp up, 12 days is a lot of time. 12 days of Christmas, you could sing a whole song, we could make one up here. It makes me feel good. Does it make you guys feel good? It makes me feel confident that we're going to see a locked-in Joe Burrow, and we are getting a little something that we've never gotten in his NFL career. It could not be a more exciting morning to be a Bengals fan. And I'm starting to think, we're doing our Predict-a-thon. There's 6 days till the season. Is Cincy gonna go and win it this year? That's where I'm leaning. That's a little different. We feel good. Just Jamar Chase in that footage made me feel oh, how could this not be there? And then I think oh, well, the Ravens are pretty good. And Collinsworth told me not to sleep on the Browns. And obviously there's what's going on with the Jets. The Jets thing is too good to be true. That's the Bills have me a little bit worried about that. I think that division nukes itself and then here come the Bengals. We'll see. All right, next thing, God, we are unhinged in New York. I shouldn't be allowed to do shows in New York. I should not. The show starts too late, so you let yourself do stuff the night before. You're not in bed at 8 p.m. It's just what happens. But we did also yesterday get these sort of next steps in the Jonathan Taylor saga. I've got a little fatigue on this, but Hamilton really thinks this is important, and he's not wrong. Colts GM Chris Ballard spoke to the media. I feel like people aren't talking about this snippet and what he had to say. Take a look at this.
It sucks. It sucks for the Colts. It sucks for Jonathan Taylor. And it sucks for our fans. It does. And it's where we're at, and we've got to work through it. And we're going to do everything we can to work through it. Relationships are repairable.
God, I heard that. I could just lay down on a couch and hear that relationships are repairable. We love Chris Ballard. I'm a big fan. I think he's got a lot of candor. He's sort of a straight shooter. He's very direct. And I give him a lot of credit for acknowledging that this situation is not cool if you're Jonathan Taylor. And I do think, or at least I hope that he's sincere and working it out and working on the relationship and working through it, as he just said. Jonathan Taylor has the potential, guys, to go down as one of the greatest players in the history of the franchise. And honestly, it's sad that it's gotten to this point, as we all know. I'm holding out hope it can be fixed, but this clip of Ballard is what I want to get to, because I didn't really love Ballard at the end of the presser when he talked about the running back market. Look at this.
The running market is what it is, but look, great players are what they are too. So I think that all works. I think there's a
great player. Does that? Why not pay him?
We won 4 games last year. We won 4 games. Awesome. Y'all loaded them suckers up today now.
He's frustrated, and I understand that. So I think there's some like benefit of the doubt stuff here. We don't know what he wants versus what he's being asked to do in the situation. That's true. You've got Irsay to figure in all of this. And, you know, he does have a lot of other issues with the roster that he has to address, but Jonathan Taylor isn't the reason this team won 4 games. I just didn't like that ending, right? The reason you won 4 games, Colts, is because you had a mess at quarterback and hired a TV personality to coach your team mid-year. It's just true, and it's okay that it's true. And like, we can be on the up and up, and we can rebuild. And we've seen teams do it in a hurry, and maybe you can't too. And you've got this bright thing to look at in Anthony Richardson that we are on board for as one of the 3 rookie quarterbacks to start in 2023. But the Colts do need more than Jonathan Taylor if they're going to improve. But are we forgetting that the only reason this team even sniffed a playoff appearance in 2021 was because that very running back carried the Colts on his back by making plays like this one, guys. I'm just gonna let it sit. Plays like that, wins over teams like the Patriots in games that have Carson Wentz throwing for 57 yards. You're winning games with 57 yards out of your quarterback because of your running back, Colts. I'd love just a little, if we're trying to work through the relationship, as he said earlier in the press conference, maybe like that's a perfect time to show appreciation for a special player, how special he is, and work out a type of deal to keep him happy and productive in Indy.
It's Predict-a-thon! 8 days of K's NFL season predictions. And here she is with her pick, Kay Adams.
5 shows left before we start the NFL season with the bang, and it is time for Predict-a-thon. Okay, I will reveal everything that I'm sort of thinking, which is a scary place to be, between these old ears. And with me and Hamilton here, and we yesterday decided to fly Eagles fly our way to a history-breaking prediction. I yelled from the rooftops that Jalen Hurts will make history. He'll be the first NFL quarterback to throw for 4,000 plus and rush for 1,000 plus. Do not let me down, Jalen, though I did see a lot of Justin Fields do it. Fields will do it before Jalen. I like that sort of discourse on the old interwebs. But, you know, I haven't talked much about the young guns, the rookies. So in these Predict-a-thon days, we got to, like, talk about the youngsters. This rookie class is very special. I think they're going to prove to the league and to everybody how talented they are. And they're going to do it in a hurry. There is one guy I've been keeping my eye on, and I've got good. No, I'm going to say great. I've got a great feeling about this kid. My prediction for today, give me a drum roll, Hamilton. Hamilton? Oh, boy. Jahmyr Gibbs will lead all rookies in total yards. I love Bijan. Shh. This isn't about Bijan. This is about Gibbs. He has, in my opinion, the cleanest path to go off during his rookie season, okay? Here's why. He walks into a top 5 offense. He is as versatile as it gets. Oh, hello. Hello, Gibbs. We are going to see him lining up at receiver, which you've seen all preseason. He's going to make some big plays. We saw that all offseason. We've seen the explosion from his running back spot as well. Okay, so I know he's got David Montgomery there. Okay, fine. The Lions drafted him where they did to get him on the field and for him to get busy. And yes, the Bijan-sized elephant in the room. We love Bijan, okay? We were screaming from the rooftops when he was drafted. I think he's going to have a tremendous year. But I just have a feeling, or at least it's just unknown. The path isn't as clear, right? Maybe the Falcons don't put as heavy a workload on him early because they have made it clear, and they've got Cordell Patterson, friend of the show. They've got Tyler Algier. They're both still going to have significant roles in the backfield. Bijan will be tremendous. He will be game-changing for the Falcons' complexion of their offense. But Jahmyr, he's got the same type of versatility, and the volume I expect him to get is going to put him, I think, ahead of every other rookie in the class. And if you check out FanDuel Sportsbook, bang! Gibbs has the 4th best odds for Rookie of the Year at plus 900. Hamilton, you like?
I do.
Okay, our prediction, if it's right here, he's going to have a great shot at taking home the hardware. There we have it. Are there any other, you guys want to argue with me about this? Let me know. You guys can do it over on YouTube. I'm such a creep on YouTube. I'm looking at all the comments. It's like it's a whole different world of comments. It really is. It's very different than like the Twitter and the Instagram comments. So I've been spending a lot of time. Go over there and subscribe at the @Up and Adam Show for the end of summer mega event that is Predictathon. We've got a Hall of Famer on the show. Yeah, we were talking about the Lions. We're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. We've got to bring out a wide receiver who's got to talk a little Lions, a former wide receiver. We got to talk to you about Calvin Johnson's like an old man that can't relate to his young players. Calvin, did you hear this? We'll talk about it next. Megatron gracing us with his presence on a Thursday.
Megatron. Wow. Legendary.
Such an icon. Those plays are so crazy. Our first guest today, one of the greatest players in all of NFL history, 3-time All-Pro, a 6-time Pro Bowler, and a Hall of Famer. Please welcome Detroit legend, wide receiver, Megatron. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Of course, you're the best. Listen, these Lions, pressure's on.
Oh, man, it's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype. Everybody here is excited. I can't go anywhere in Detroit without somebody asking me how the Lions are going to do this year with a smile on their face, you know. So everybody's excited. I'm excited myself.
I mean, I'm looking at the FanDuel Sportsbook, suggestions here when you're looking at the NFC North. I'm a Chicago girl. No surprise there at the bottom. They got to dig themselves. A little bit of a surprise since Jordan Love's such an unknown, but the Lions, they're sitting there pretty. Are you confident, like all the Lions fans are, that they can live up to these big expectations?
I mean, I expect them to take the North myself. I mean, Minnesota, they have a solid quarterback. Green Bay, in Chicago, we've seen their quarterbacks a little bit, not necessarily Green Bay's, but, they got to have a heck of a season out of nowhere. So I do have high expectations for what these Lions can do this year.
Can we take a look at what is behind you? Like, your trophy case is insane. You've got the Madden cover back there. I see that. All the game balls. Tell me about some of the things you have there.
I got just a bunch of random stuff. Things I've gathered over the years. A couple cool things. I finally got the NFL honors. That was a cool award. The Thanksgiving next to that, the Phil Simms Award, the Iron in the middle. Obviously, the Madden cover, that's pretty cool. But one of my favorites is I got this ball right here with a bunch of Hall of Famers signatures on it. Generations of Hall of Famers. The guys I looked up and who they looked up to. So, that's one of my favorite things in here.
Calvin, do you think you should maybe like take that Hall of Fame bust and move it up a level? You think you should maybe put it up on one of the higher shelves?
I don't want to put it up because I don't want it to just distract folks. It's very distracting when I'm looking on the Zoom and I see it I see it behind me. It's very distracting and it just gets everybody off top.
Yeah, we love a humble king. We do. We really do. Joined by Calvin Johnson, one of the best to ever do. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is going to have a bust. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He started off his preseason in Canton with the Jets, 39-year-old quarterback. A couple questions. He got an O-line that I don't really know if it's going to hold up and protect him. But he leaves the NFC North. Now he's in the AFC. Your thoughts on the Jets and Aaron Rodgers as we are 6 days away from the season?
Man, I mean, I got to see Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, my whole career, and obviously he's a super dynamic player, a great leader. So I have high expectations. He has a good receiver group over there, and then that D-line over there, So if my thing for them is they have some good play from their secondary behind that defensive line, which I assume is going to play well this year. They're going to have Aaron on the field a lot, and the more times Aaron gets the ball, the more dangerous he's going to be.
Yeah, I think you and I have that similar pain of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, just me just being a fan and you having to face him. But I know he loved you, as we talked about last time you were on. You love Matt Stafford. You know, I worked, of course, with Nate. Every day Nate would tell me how great Stafford is, what like a great guy he is, how much he loved playing with him. Yeah. Well, according to his wife on her podcast, he might be having some trouble relating to the youngsters on the team. Players are calling him Sir Calvin. Has your quarterback turned into an old man yelling at guys to get off of his lawn? What is this?
What year is Matt in now? What year is he in?
I don't know, but I think he's 34,
like
35,
13
36, 35.
14.
15,
you know, oh, yeah.
15.
When you get past like, oh yeah, he's an old man in the league, 100%. You think about it, the average career is probably like, what, 3 years of that? So most of the guys are probably in their first couple of years, and look at him in the league 3 times as long as they've been there. So, oh yeah, I would be saying yes, sir, to him too.
How did he relate to players in that locker room? Like, what was the magic of Stafford when you played with him?
I think the thing with Stafford, he just wanted to be one of the guys. He wanted to work hard. He wanted to show, that he's going to put in the work with everybody else. And I think that's why he garnered so much respect as a leader on our team. And obviously with his talent, he was a Pro Bowler. He's a Super Bowl champion. So kudos to Matthew. I'm excited for him. Hopefully he gets into the season. I'm assuming he's going to go into the season healthy this year. I haven't talked to him here recently, but I'll probably reach out to him here before the season starts.
Yeah, entering his 15th season, it's a good question to ask. Like, how long can he go?
Hey, I mean, shoot, he's a quarterback. As long as he's not taking big hits like he was early in his career, he can stretch it out here. And he's got to, take care of his body and, make sure he stays active, stays mobile, take care of all those muscles around the joints to take the most impact, and he'll be all right. He can play as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say as long as he wants to. At some point, your body's is going to go the opposite way of what your mind's telling you.
Unless, of course, you have primitive performance.
Oh, yeah, that primitive performance, if I would have had that while I was playing, who knows what I would have had. Yeah, 100%. It's all about recovery. Being able to recover will allow you to perform at your best the next day. So that's a big part of our push with primitive performance and what we're doing there. Check it out, primitiveperformance.com online.
What's the latest? Because the last time I had you on, I had a cream. I literally put it on my neck, and it was like numb in the best way possible for hours. It's amazing. You guys, it's a topical cream you can put on, but what's the latest with Primitive?
So Primitive and Primitive Performance are 2 different companies. Primitive Performance is, we dropped that this year. And it's a performance line featuring nanotechnology. And nanotechnology is just a delivery method of the medicine, the cannabinoids, which is what we're providing with these products, with the CBD topical, which features CBD, CBG, CBN, and CBG, all powerful anti-inflammatories. And our ORS was just simply a rehydration mix, a powder mix with CBD in it as well, 25 milligrams. No THC in any of these products. That's why they're available online at primitiveperformance.com. And also, we also have a promo code, I believe, today for you, Kate. I think it's Kate25. There's a promo code Kate25. You go online and you get 25% off any Primitive Performance product that you want to purchase.
When I tell
today.
you, I have nothing. I don't know Rob Sims. I think Calvin Johnson's great, but I do not know these gentlemen. We are not in business together. But this stuff took it out of me. Like, it is the most powerful. You're naming all these different things in it. No THC, but literally everything else that could be in there and that is not harmful to you will work and help you guys out. And it is all about recovery, and that's something that you've stood for so long, which is amazing. We're talking about how powerful stuff is. Let's talk about this running back, this new kid, Jahmyr Gibbs. I just made a prediction. I think, we love Bijan Robinson, but I think Gibbs has the best path in order to reach total yards this season above every other rookie. You, my friend, were the number 2 overall pick in 2007. What's the biggest challenge? Let's start here. The biggest challenge in handling the pressure of being a first-round draft pick and a playmaker as a rookie?
Yeah, it's just, real lot getting over the number pick you were, and just getting settled in and getting settled into the speed of the game. And the way to do that is just really to understand what you have to do. So you got to get into your book. You play fast when you know what you got to do. When you're out there thinking, you can't play fast. So As long as Jameer goes into this season, he has a good understanding of the playbook and knows what he has to do. He could play as fast as he did at the collegiate level, without thinking and making it instinct. And the big thing is just combating the pressure. How you combat the pressure, you do it with preparation.
Now, I said his name and you kind of smiled. So what do you like about his game? I know you're close to the team. What are we liking about Gibbs?
That goes back. I like Gibbs because I knew of Gibbs when he was coming out of high school. He was recruited by Georgia Tech. And one of my good friends, Tashard Choice, he's now coaching at University of Texas, running back coach. He recruited Jameer to Tech. And you're like, why would he go to a triple option team? I don't know either, but I know why he went to Tech was because of Tashard Choice. He's just that infectious character and a great coach. So he went to Tech and then ended up transferring, I believe, to Alabama. So that's why I knew about him. My buddy Tashard raved about him back then, and I was able to see him then, got to see him at Alabama, and it's just cool to be able to have him here in Detroit.
I love that. We're wishing the rookie all the best of luck. Now, I do have some Calvin Johnson rookie trivia for you that my producers looked up. Do you, Calvin, remember what team you caught your first touchdown against your rookie season, 2007?
Yeah, my first game. Oakland Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. Take me through this play. Woo!
Oh, man. On this route, I was supposed to go underneath, so it was a crossing route. And, obviously I'm supposed to be the over top, but I actually went underneath I went over top and I was supposed to be going underneath to get the ball. So I messed up on the route. I could have not gotten the ball on this route, but Kitten stuck with me and got me in the end zone because I would have got chewed out, cussed out by Coach Marks.
Calvin, I feel like you could have messed up all of your routes on all of your 83 receiving touchdowns in your career, and it wouldn't have mattered because you would have found the end zone. You were so good out there. So 83 receiving touchdowns. Here's more trivia. Do you remember how many rushing touchdowns you had?
Just one. They didn't let me run the ball enough. I had success in my rookie year running the ball, got a touchdown on a reverse, and really after that, I didn't run the ball too much more. I did have a fumble one time against, I think Chicago. Julius Peppers kind of grabbed me like a little child and knocked the ball out. Yeah,
this is week 6 against the Bucs.
Yeah, this is a good one.
They should have let you run the ball more, huh?
100%. I got a lethal stiff arm.
Is there a wide receiver in the league or in 2023 right now that reminds you of Calvin that you've got a little extra rooting interest in on Sunday afternoons?
Maybe not in terms of size, but as far as going up and getting the ball, there's a couple guys out there. You got, I just always refer to them as those LSU guys. Jamar and Jefferson, Jamar Chase and Jefferson up in Minnesota. Guys that go up and use their hands and not afraid to, make plays in the middle of the field. Obviously, I love Diggs. I got to see him grow from when he was in Minnesota, from rookie, and watching him now. The success that he's continuing to have as a pro. Goodness gracious, Tyreek Hill. He ain't the biggest guy, but he's not afraid to go up and make a play. Obviously, he's one of those guys that if healthy and he has a healthy quarterback, who knows, what he can do, what kind of records they might be able to break. So, there's a bunch of guys, there's a couple guys out there. There's more than, and then you got I don't even want to forget my guys. I love Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia because my guy Slay is over there. That's my guy when we play together. I love the quarterback and watching him fight through adversity from college all the way to where he is now. But those the AJ and I don't want to get his name wrong, but
Devontae
Smith. Devontae. There you go.
Devontae Smith.
AJ and Devontae. I love watching those guys play.
You mentioned Slay. It's nice to see a wide receiver give a corner so much love. That's your boy?
That's my dog. We went through it. I got tired of Slay. When we have one-on-ones and anything, it will always be me against Slay. But he was, great work for me. I believe it was great work for him as well. That's why I think, he's turned it out to be such a great player, and he's helped me become a great player too.
Now, we were watching that rushing touchdown. I didn't see the footage before the show, but can we run that back, that rushing touchdown in his rookie season? Because these black unis, that y'all wore. I'm just Googling them. They're so good. And I think the fans I want them back. Do the fans want them back? Do you want them back? These are sick.
Everybody wanted them back. I don't know why we didn't wear them more. I believe that was because that was our rookie year that we went. No, that wasn't my rookie year. Was this my rookie year?
It is. Yeah.
So that wasn't okay.
Yep.
Well,
Week 6.
I don't know why we didn't wear them anymore because it wasn't like we went on 16 that year. We went on 16 the next year. But I don't know. I mean, I love that jersey. You know, there's a bunch of years there we didn't even wear the throwbacks for Thanksgiving while I was playing. But, you know, the white jerseys are awesome. They're cold-blooded.
Yeah, I love them. All right, Primitive, you guys can go. There's a promo code. Tell me this. Give me the perfect regime when it comes to athletes or non-athletes using those products. Like what's the best regimen? What's the best regimen?
Sure.
Like what? Yeah.
I'll tell you how I use it, put it like that. You know, anytime I'm about to go out or if I'm in the heat, I'm always have a rehydration solution in my water. You know, I try to, you know, consume, you know, my body weight, you know, have my body weight in ounces a day, which is a lot of ounces. But, you know, that helps me consume it and put it down because it's hard just to drink water sometimes. But I want to make sure I'm hydrated because I sweat heavily. And then when I have chronic swelling in my ankles and my knees, I got a jacked up finger. It gives me a little bit of arthritis. So I use the topical I started using prior to going out and when I'm playing golf, whether I'm walking, snowboarding, whatever I'm doing. I put it on prior now to eliminate the swelling after. Because I used to put it on after. And I was like, okay, let me be a little more proactive here. And it kind of keeps the swelling down after the events. And I still use it after as well. So because swelling will occur sometimes for me overnight. But it is doing a great job. I'm not walking on balloons now. So I mean, I would only put out a product that I felt worked for me, and I feel like if professional athletes and it works for them, that you know it should work for most everybody else as well.
It's a beautiful thing. I can't imagine being on a mountain and seeing Megatron snowboarding past me. Is that that's a thing that happens?
Are you on the mountain?
No.
Do you ski?
I'm eating French fries and like I'm eating French fries and like warming my feet by the fire at the bottom. You're a snowboarder?
You'll see me. Yes, I am. You'll see me in Vail, Park City. I haven't been to Aspen yet. I want to go international, but Park City is my favorite. I'm looking for the snow. I'm trying to find where it's snowing at, and I'm trying to make a trip. But I've been snowboarding for about 5 years now. My wife got me skiing after I retired, and I was like, she kept on trying to get me to ski while I was playing, and then when I retired, I always told her, I was like, baby, I don't do nothing on ice. And she got me out there skiing, and I loved it. I love being on the mountain. I love being outside, period. And then I like snowboarding more because I like being locked in so that my knees and ankles don't take as much abuse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you would be terrifying on a mountain. I'm just saying, can you imagine like being on the ski lift and being like, Megatron, like you're so noticeable, but it's kind of cool because you can hide because there's a helmet.
Yeah, I got my guy. I mean, yeah, you see a big guy, you know, and there's a lot of big guys out there. I mean, I saw a 7-footer out there last year of all things skiing. I was like, goodness gracious. But, you know, I mean, yes, you'll see me at those places for sure.
And you'll see me, you'll go to Aspen, you'll ski down. There's this place called the Little Nell. It's got the best après ski. There's this place called Cloud 9 in the sky, and it's like people are popping champagne bottles. It's a lot of fun. You, me, your wife, Calvin, I'll find someone to go with. We got this. Thank you for joining the show. You're the best. Big, good vibes for the Lions. No good vibes for Aaron Rodgers. You and I have that in common.
Good to see you, Kate. Very good to see you. You guys, please check out the performance, Kate 25. There it is.
There we go. We appreciate you. Move that bust up. Come on, he's a Hall of Famer. He's like got it like in a crate next to like I don't even know, like a soccer mom award. And like, we'll bring it up there. Show everybody that stuff. We've got Benkert on the show. Hardest name to say in sports. And I'm here. He's got a spicy Brock Purdy take. Are you by a campfire? Are you okay? Link it in the house. Get out your game day gear. College football's back. FanDuel wants you to join in on the fun. All customers can get a no-sweat bet for Week 1. Place a bet on any Week 1 college football game, and you'll get bonus bets back if you don't win. We love alliteration. Bonus bets back. You can bet on money lines, over-unders. You pick spreads, maybe, and more. Just download the app and get a no-sweat bet on America's #1 sports book. You guys can tweet the show at Up and Adam Show. We got big news. I talked to an NFC East quarterback yesterday. We're bringing you that. We have another NFC East quarterback, 2 NFC East quarterbacks joining us next week on the show as we start streaming on YouTube live after Labor Day. So guys, get to at Up and Adam Show on YouTube and subscribe. We have a really fun guest here, a guy who is very fascinating. I feel like we have to leave plenty of time to talk to him because we got cut short and we were just chomping at the bit for more. And he spent parts of 5 seasons with the Falcons, the Packers, the 49ers, some very hot teams going into 2023. And he's quickly becoming a live stream Madden legend on TikTok, a self-proclaimed first team all Twitter. His name is hard to say, Benkert. When you're super famous, do not forget about the Up and Adam Show.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Glad to be back.
Where are you? It was pitch black before. I liked it better.
We had a little switcherooski. I'm on my deck. We live in Maui right now, and it's still super dark out.
And how are things in Maui? Tell me.
They're getting better. Things are cleaning up, and I think right now it's more so wanting people to come back so that tourism spikes again and local businesses don't kind of, feel that as much. But I think things are getting better.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for waking up early over there. We're all the way in New York. It's so nice to see you. And I heard that you were on Madden last night. I got a little shout out.
Yes. You did.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised that I know that? I've got little I got little ears everywhere.
You do. It was a good stream. But yeah, I've been streaming Madden on TikTok and it's been doing really well. All the numbers have been great, so it's been a fun little transition.
So, at what point do you realize, oh, this is legit, I can create a community here? I don't know anything about that world, but you're killing it. It can't be easy.
No, I would say 3 years ago, I realized I could actually do that. And then I would say 9 months ago, I started just playing around with Madden, actually when I got released from the 49ers. And I started doing live breakdowns of games as if I was just broadcasting and just saying what I was going to do before it happened. And people started loving it, and it took off. So it's been really cool to see it grow.
I mean, so I'm looking at this. You have 423,000 followers on TikTok. That's so impressive. Madden hires you as a consultant. They're trying to make their gameplay be even more realistic. And gamers like yourself, I understand, have had frustrations with sort of the lack of realism in the game over the recent years. What exactly are you working with Madden on right now?
Yeah, so we haven't ironed it out entirely just yet, but we've been in a few discussions about it. I've done some activations with them for the game, but I would say for the last year, I've been just sprinkling DMs on Twitter of hey, this happens in the game and this should be how it happens, or this is how it happens in real life. This is how it should happen in the game. And they've been pretty receptive to it. And I've been doing it in as least of a negative way as possible that I can. I'm a super competitive guy, but it just kind of opened up some doors. And next thing I know, I'm talking to the guy that makes the official playbook, and we're sharing plays that we like. So it's just wild how just social media and gaming has leveraged what was a very short playing career, in my opinion, 2 plays, -1 yard, and turned it into this gaming and media career. It's been pretty cool.
It's very cool. And like I said, it can't be easy. And I like that you're doing it in a positive way. That's what I think is the coolest part of it. You're not complaining. You're not bad-mouthing anything. What is one thing that still needs improvement in the Madden world?
Ooh, I would say the number one thing is being able to motion 2 players on the same play. So right now in Madden, if you motion 1 player, that's all you get. Where the offenses that I came from, thanks LaFleur, motion a lot of people all the time, shift and motion on the same play. So that would be my number one request at this point.
I feel like I kind of understood it. I'm Street Fighter 2 on Sega. I don't know what you're saying, but okay.
Yeah.
I do know this though. I saw Tyreek Hill and all of that discourse, and he's saying he doesn't even watch game tape. He goes on Madden and he looks at cornerbacks' attribute ratings to know sort of what he's up against week in, week out. Are you Benkert, Madden guru, signing off on that scouting technique?
I think the technique does a relatively decent job. I'm going to say I think it does. Do I think that he is being completely honest? I don't think so. But I'm going to say that I think it would work for most people.
I mean, Tyreek Hill is sort of his own animal. That's certainly true. Now, last time we had you on, we talked a little Packers. We talked a little, and we'll go to that because that's a spicy topic as always. But you did spend time in the Bay last season, and it's just a hot little topic going into 2023. The quarterback room has been a roller coaster. You were in the mix there at a certain point. This week, Jimmy G had this to say about the whole situation to Sports Illustrated, I believe. Take a listen.
What did you make of the Trey Lance trade to Dallas?
Weird situation. Been a lot of weird situations over there in San Francisco, just to leave it at that. But, I'm happy Trey got another shot, man.
How do you think San Francisco's handled those quarterback situations?
How do you think they've handled them?
I think it's been messy. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
How would you put it?
I think I'd put it exactly how he put it. Last year was just crazy. You had obviously like Trey at the beginning, he got hurt. Then Jimmy rolled through the year and they started doing really well. They traded for Christian McCaffrey. Then he got hurt and then Brock comes in. And it's just funny to see how Brock excelled in that offense, because while I was there for my 3 months, he was the third string guy that just barely made the cuts. And he was the rookie and he was pretty much treated as such. And then to see him come in and save the season and resurrect what's going on, and also add crazy value and become, in my opinion, the best player, the best quarterback that they had last year, while he was playing. It's just really cool to see that dynamic change. And I wish that I could have been a fly on the wall a little bit longer to see how they treated him after he stepped in and they were like, oh, wow, he's the guy. So it's the dynamic change, I would say, is just bizarre.
What did you see from him before he got sort of the love or the nod? Were you noticing hey, I think this guy's pretty freaking good?
Yeah, he's just fiery, competitive, and you just knew every single day of practice he was going to do the same exact thing. He already had this kind of that mentality to at the end of every practice, he had the script and the plays that he didn't get in practice that Jimmy got because he was the backup. He was walking through them after the practice was over. And it was 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes every single day. And that's just what he was doing. And so you knew he's not just a rookie. And the thing is, I came in and I was behind him and it was hey, we need to get him as many reps as possible, get him ready. You're not competing. And so that was his role, was being the number two, being the best that he could be. And then him knowing that hey, there's been injury history here. I have got to get ready to go. So he owned that moment. And then obviously he was comfortable enough in the offense to go make plays that were outside of the system.
That's such a good breakdown of him. I mean, I'm listening to Jimmy and I'm reading his face too, and he calls it a mess. I don't want it to be a mess. I think the Niners should walk into the Super Bowl. Bosa's not signed though. This quarterback thing was sort of a mess. Kyle Shanahan's having to talk. He's emotional. He's talking about Trey Lance, his development, all that. They want to close that chapter. Is the Bay Area a mess going into the season?
I think it was a mess throughout preseason. I don't think it's a mess anymore. I think they have what they need. I think they know what they wanted to have by week one, and I think they're going to roll through the season. As long as Brock stays healthy, they have obviously all the pieces around him to let him flourish. But he does things in that offense that I don't think the offense was designed for, and it's elevated them tremendously. So I'm excited to see it. I also think they should waltz into the Super Bowl. Look at these plays that he's making. He looks like he's been doing it for a really long time.
Now, Trey Lance is with the Cowboys. I feel like you liked that pick as far as what I was seeing, what I was reading. What sells you on that? Why do we love that?
I think that Trey has a similar play style to Dak. I would say that Trey's more athletic and probably has a bigger arm. Trey, in my opinion, is going to be better in a system that pushes the ball vertically than checks it down. Shanahan's is more crossers and side to side. And at least from what I've seen, Dak likes to go empty and likes to spread it out. And then they have a unique run game, obviously, too. But I just think that for him to learn under a quarterback that's a similar play style to him is going to be beneficial, where he was learning under Jimmy and their play styles were entirely different. So it's kind of hard to take all the pieces from someone that's been doing it for a long time when you have to go in as a rookie and second-year player and figure it out on your own with your own play style. He at least gets to learn firsthand from somebody that plays similar to him.
Kurt, the problem here is I like having you on the show, but every time I have you on the show, I'm this much closer to an NBC or a Bill Simmons, that damn Ringer, or The Athletic, or CBS. Somebody's going to come and take you away from me, and I'm in a really bad predicament here.
I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot to me.
You're killing it. You really are.
Thank you.
No, you're honestly killing it. I don't know what would move you out of. Just don't leave Maui. Like, be the person who has the best of both worlds. Like, go kill it on everything and be like an analyst. Yeah, be in the booth, do your thing, do Madden, change the game, and also like have something built in your studio where you like at home where you can do all the things from there. Okay, I want to talk to you about Aaron Rodgers because, by the way, last time you were here talking Packers, we were making people talk about things and forcing trades and all this stuff. Anything you want to break
DMs
today?
I would say I have no breaking news today. I will say that I got a great message from David Bakhtiari, who he just loves memes and he loves stirring the pot. And I think it was a fun week for him, regardless of what it may have caused stress-wise around that facility. But obviously, Goot came out and said that that's not something they're going to be doing. But I still am going to hold on strong that trade deadline or by next year, we might be seeing a farewell tour, but
it's going to happen. We're going to have Bakhtiari as a Jet. Come on, it's going to happen.
If you've seen Hard Knocks, then you know when Kabi and Aaron are in the huddle talking together and chopping it up, like there's one missing piece there right now, and we all know that.
Wow, we love to see that. Listen, I have been watching Hard Knocks. I've been, of course, tracking Aaron Rodgers, our boy, even though I just completely dragged him with Calvin Johnson about 10 minutes ago. But listen, there was some really fun trash talk that came out of Rodgers this preseason game against the Giants. Let's take a listen.
Show some respect, bro. Come on, what the f is that? 5 damn sets? I don't even know who you are, bro. I don't know who you don't? Never heard of you. Then I gave him the line that's come back with a bow. I said, I don't even know who you are.
Love it.
A kill shot. What did you think?
Oh, I know that when he said it, like he knew he did it, and it probably felt so good. And he was going to let everyone. Obviously, he was going to let everyone know on the sideline as soon as he got there. You won't believe what I told this dude. That's just who he is. I love it. But like
what is the best trash talk? Yeah, what's the best trash talk you've ever heard on Aaron Rodgers?
Oh man, I would say that one was the best because it was in preseason. Like he's telling people he doesn't know who they are in preseason. It's amazing. That was a top one. That was a top one.
Yeah, he's certainly on one, and he knows the cameras are on him too. And like R.I.P. to Mr. Ward, who really got the end of that one of a kill shot. But Kurt, we appreciate you. Do not leave me. You're amazing. The gaming, the consulting, and really just the real football analysis that you're giving and bringing. We appreciate it. Everybody go to Benkert.com, and thank you for hanging out again.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. See you next time.
Thanks, Kurt, and go to sleep because this guy, I don't even know what time it is over there, but unbelievable. Gosh, I really love having him on the show. We have to have him on more. If I ask you guys who's projected to have the most rushing touchdowns this season, you might guess one of these two. Not so fast. Not so fast. It's Thursday, and I love you. So we have our last NFL profit boost, courtesy of everyone up and Adams at FanDuel Sportsbook today. All customers get a 25% profit boost to use on any NFL season leader receiving and rushing prop market. You can choose who'll have the most regular season receptions, touchdowns, yards, whatever, rushing touchdowns, and we will boost your winnings by 25%, straight bets only. I'm just going to say this. Look at the rushing odds for Mr. Jalen Hurts here. We're looking at the rushing odds, guys. He's the favorite to lead the league in rushing touchdowns, ahead of Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. And you know what? I think he's going to do it. You guys know I love Jalen. I think he makes history. Finished second last year with 13 of them. Only Jamal Williams had more. I'm all in on Jalen. Enjoy the profit boost token. Back here, wrapping up our last show in New York City. We'll be back in LA tomorrow. I got this guy with me for the next bit. You went to a Smashing Pumpkins concert.
I did.
How was it?
It was fantastic. Jones Beach.
1991 called. Did live perform? Lightning crashes? What else happened? Were the Cranberries there?
Interpol performed before.
Oh, I like Interpol. All right, it's time for, speaking of music, Hammer Time. Oh, hammer time. We need 2 hammers, not 1. What do we got? What do you have for me today? I literally want you to know that I have no idea.
Really?
No, tell me.
Oh, well, we got a full preseason of Bryce Young tape, and that's what I want to dig into because there's a ton to like. So I want to take a look at a couple of third downs, because that's what makes or breaks rookie quarterbacks this league. So here's a 3rd and 6. You see the bunch up top. Adam Thielen's going to be running it out from that number 3 spot. And we wonder about Bryce with the height. How is he going to throw when guys are pushed back into his lap, right? You see the guard here falling right in his lap.
Short king fall.
This is a tough throw to Thielen. This out, and he laces that ball in there. Perfect placement, and you'll see it again from this angle. There's a guy driven back right into him. You worry about this with the height. Does he have the arm strength to get the ball out there in that situation? And that is a perfect throw.
Thielen, calm down. It's the preseason. What are you doing on the sideline? Relax. Act like you've been here before.
And here's another 3rd down, same exact formation. This time the Thielen's running a corner out. And this is where you see the special traits from Bryce. The anticipation, the accuracy. You see when this ball is coming out, it's Adam Thielen again. Gets this ball out before Thielen even breaks and puts it in the perfect spot. We'll rock it back so you can see it one more time.
Okay.
The touch, the accuracy. We saw the arm strength on the last throw. These are things, especially the anticipation, that a lot of rookie quarterbacks struggle with. And that's when we talked about this the other day. I feel like he is one of the exceptions to the rule. I'm with you. I love sitting rookie quarterbacks as much as you can, but he is so polished, so accurate, and his decision-making is so good. He's going to be ready right out of the gates.
I'm just thinking, like, shoot, I have to draft Thielen, I think.
He's looked really good, and Bryce clearly trusts him.
Like, the whole story here is, like, the receivers are the issue, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to hold him back because DJ Moore has departed for the Windy City.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at Thielen, like, isn't that the perfect receiver you'd give to a rookie? Like a guy who has sure hands, he's been there, he's experienced, short game, toughness. Like Adam Thielen could be a thing. Now, speaking of Bryce, Bijan is the lead dog when it comes to Offensive Rookie of the Year odds over at FanDuel Sportsbook. But if you look at this, Bryce does have the 2nd best odds. Listen, if Thielen can be a thing in Carolina, I'm in on this with you.
Yeah, and
Short king fall.
The Panthers are going to have to make some noise in that division, too. We know it is kind of a nebulous situation there in the NFC South. So if he can have the Panthers at least in contention late into the season, he's going to have a good shot.
Can I see that again? Where's Jahmyr Gibbs on that? Is he on that? Is he even on that? He has.
Yeah,
to be,
he's.
right?
I think
Where's
he's
Gibbs?
4th.
Okay, he's 4th.
Yeah.
Gosh, Anthony Richardson could really do damage, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with what
he
can
could
do with his legs.
definitely. This is going to be a fun rookie class to take a look at. C.J. Stroud over there. They of course have Will Anderson on the other side for a quick turnaround, hopefully for a Texan squad wanting to rebound. But your boy Jordan Addison, I mean, you love him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is as loaded a field for Offensive Rookie of the Year as we've gotten in a while. You know, last year was a little slow because you didn't have the quarterbacks really in that conversation. So now this year, you know, you have 3 quarterbacks starting from week 1. You have Bijan and Gibbs, 2 first-round running backs, and all these receivers. It's a loaded field and it's fun. We've been missing something like this.
Can we give your high school football team not your high school football team, but the team that you coach for and help out with? Can we give them a little shout out, a little something here on the air right now?
Yeah, New Rochelle High School, New Rochelle, New York, the Huguenots. We have our first game tomorrow night against Newburgh. Andrew's coming along. He's looking good.
He's a one-name quarterback, people. That's all we need to know. Andrew, a one-name quarterback. He's a Huguenot. If you gave me $1 million, I could not tell you what a Huguenot is. Is it a robot? Is it a old-time warrior? What's a Huguenot? A shape?
It's
a
like
Huguenot?
A French settler of some sort, I think.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Huguenot kind of sounds
That's why we have like the fleur-de-lis logo is the New Road
Well,
logo.
I wouldn't know if you had a fleur-de-lis logo because I don't have any gear, because you've never given me any gear to
Coach
rock
Rhett.
in the New Rochelle. No, I'm a Coach Tuck girl.
Okay.
I think, is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that bad? Should I not say that? Why did you just look at me like that? We're gonna go. He has to go to practice. I gotta go to LA. Goodbye, green screen. Look, we need more green today. Killed it. See ya.